Hello, I'm Dan Raywood, welcome to IT Security Guru. So we've finally reached that date, April the 8th, 2014. A date that will stick in history. The reason? It's the last day of Windows XP. Now I'm putting myself in the 2001 frame of mind. That was the year that Windows XP was released, following up from the rather popular Windows 2000. Was it popular? It was only out for 2 years, and Windows XP came out in October 2001. That's 13 years in the market. Of course, you can actually still go and buy it, so it's not exactly being withdrawn. However, support ends today. Now, if you still like Windows 2000, that has actually been unsupported as of July 2010. Probably best that you weren't using that anymore, because 4 years ago they stopped issuing updates, and that's probably not very secure. However, Windows XP came out in late 2001 and was since followed by Vista, 7 and 8, and after 13 years it's finally been put to rest. Support officially ended back in 2009. That was the full support, and extended support was extended until today, the 8th of April 2014. In fact, it was said by Gartner back in 2010 that businesses should start to look to move off of XP by the end of 2012. That's 18 months ago. How many businesses have moved off? Well, according to research released this week by Qualys, it's seen the percentage of Windows XP machines drop from 35% in January 2013 all the way down to 14% in February 2014. It projected that it will be 10% of Windows XP machines, I'm assuming that's the ones that Qualys sees its own customers use, by the end of the month. So 10% of Qualys' customer base will be using XP. It's quite a significant number still. I imagine this company with quite a product with quite a lot of customers, sorry. But how many companies around the world are still using it? Well, predictions are continuing that XP users will continue using it. There's actually nothing properly wrong with XP. It's been fixed for the last 13 years, obviously, by Microsoft. The issue is there will be no more fixes as of tomorrow. A story came out last week from Computer Weekly, which said that the UK government is paying £5.5 million in support for the XP suite it's currently using on its endpoints. Now, of course, this is Patch Tuesday, it's April, we're about 3 weeks until Info Security Europe, and today we are seeing 4 patches released, 2 of which are critical, and 2 of the patches, 1 critical, 1 important, are for Windows. I'm assuming, we didn't get the details at the time of me making this video, that some of those may be for XP. Now, of course, this is the final day of support. I would have expected a lot more patches to actually come out and actually be issued towards the XP suite, but well, maybe Microsoft want to kind of wind it down a little bit. Now, a comment came from Ross Barrett. He's Senior Manager of Security Engineering at Rapid7. He said, at least we can all finally put IE6 to rest. Once and for all. The final excuse for corporate support has finally been pulled, except for legacy apps built so poorly that they depend on IE6 and are too costly to replace. If you remember a few years ago, Microsoft ran the "you wouldn't drink out-of-date milk" campaign. I wouldn't either, and you would why using out-of-date browser? That's a very good question, and Ross made a very good point there. That is the end of that browser. We'll do another retrospective another time. This one is about XP. But what are your options? You can move on, as I did 2 weeks ago in my video. I said, here's are the options, so please go and look at that. If you haven't upgraded by now, you're really running late, aren't you? Maybe bring those laptops in and encourage the BYOD policy. The options to upgrade, of course, are to those operating systems that have been released subsequently. Vista, their extended support will continue until 2017. Windows 7's mainstream support will continue until next year, actually January 2015, with extended support until January 2020. I imagine Windows 8 pushes well into the 2020s. Of course, the next available operating system will probably be Windows 9. We don't have a lot of detail on that yet. Tech Radar reported on Windows Blue's release. A lot of people thought that might have been Windows 9, turned out to be 8.1. It predicted, this was Tech Radar, not Microsoft, that Windows 9 will be the new version, or the next version to be released by Microsoft in operating system format, probably 2015. Now, some of the things that have been dropping into my inbox over the last couple of weeks have been related to companies that continue to support, or will continue to support, XP. 2 such companies are ESET and Malwarebytes. So the question is, could you run antivirus? Is that good enough to support yourself and be secure enough? Well, I suppose it's pretty good, but your operating system needs to be the core, and if that's where the flaws are, is your antivirus going to protect you overall? But just like in 2001 when XP was released, so were the Lord of the Rings films and the Harry Potter films, the first of each in those series, and they came to an end, and so does XP. 13 years on, it's time to put XP to rest, and we all remember you. Bye. So for IT Security Guru, I'm Dan Raywood, and enjoy using XP for the next 3 hours if you at least.